Hello there guys, and a very warm welcome aboard for another YouTube video here on the channel. My name's Emily. Today we're here at Bournemouth on the Southwestern mainline route by Dovetail Games, and today we're going to be in charge of 444 030 on the beginning of its route from here at Bournemouth up to Waterloo, where it'll arrive about 2 hours from now. So doors are opening, so we'll prepare our cab. We have the road set for us. There comes a 444. Unfortunately, I couldn't find any particularly great reskins, but I just wanted to make a bit of a nod to the future of the Southwestern mainline. And we do our acknowledge up here. Go. So neutral, and what we'll do is we'll actually set the rest forward and then just wait for our departure slot. Actually, there is one more thing, just reminded me. Got to set a destination for London Waterloo fast, because we are operating a semi-fast service today. So working through main controls are down here on the control panel. So we've got the cab lighting, headlight switch, which we can set to day headlights. Got standing controls, signal bell, horn, speedometer, power indicator, brake indicator, 4-step reverser, master switch, and the DRA. Yeah, that is pretty much this cab in a nutshell. I've got the emergency brake plunger and the destination blinder. You've got a TMS up here, but obviously you're not supposed to use that when you're travelling. So yeah, I'm also going to enable the DSD. So when I pull back to neutral for the moment, you can see we are now definitely ready for departure. Cab tour is complete. Yep, yeah, everything's pretty much ready to go. Let's go. So a 38-minute drive. Today we're going to be calling at Folkestone, Christchurch, New Milton, Brockhurst, and Southampton. There we go, so reverser goes forward, and there goes the car alarm. You can see there's a Voyager over there on platform 1. I'm not necessarily sure that's where they stop. However, I wanted a Voyager to be parked up ready to go, and I just thought that'd be a nice little area to add it. Turn the instrument lights on there. Okay, so just going to coast for a little while. We're going up a slight incline here, and we're just going to coast until we're past into our 45 limit. So as soon as we pass the sort of, just as it's disappearing, so pretty much this point, we go straight up into full power, up to 45. So of course, MKS did the original modelling for these, so it's a really nice high quality model. So yeah, the line light down there. We do have a limiting control that basically limits the amount of power the train can put down. I believe that's on here as well. I'm going to pay more attention to driving though, because see, I'm prone to making mistakes. So we do have a 60 limit, however we're going to maintain within that 45 to 50 range. because from the 70 limit it is 3/4 of a mile to our next stop at Folkestone. Yeah, it's about 2/3 brake. Because again, we're going downhill here, so just do not let that speed bleed off. Just coast for a moment. We're at 30. We need to stop right at the end of the platform. Yeah, I've overdone it. So as we've overshot the platform, what we do is the guard would basically buzz us to get us to set back. So I'm going to do that now. That's what I want. There we go. Folkestone station. Next station after this is Christchurch station. The total distance of about 1.9 miles. And away we go. So we're going straight up to 70 here. This again, it's 1.93 miles from Folkestone to Christchurch. So not very far at all. Very nice little rail tour there, going down to Bournemouth. It's entirely fictitious, but I thought that would look quite nice. Bit of a moment there. I was thinking, why's the guard buzzing with it? What have I done wrong? Oh no. It's not the guard. Gorgeous view there of Bournemouth, I guess. So we've got about a 0.4 miles from this signal to the 60 limit. So we'll brake for it about now. And then just behind this curve is Christchurch station. Gonna just go down to 45. And there's the station sided. Coming in nice and controlled. Okay, I'm just aiming to be stopped by the S-car marker. That's Christchurch station. After this, it's 5.75 miles to New Milton. So this actually, what this does is shows off the voltage outside, coming into the train driving force, doors, what brakes are working, that kind of thing, which is quite cool. Control 0 just to go back to top level. You can see I'm commanding full power from the train now. Our starting limit here is 90 miles per hour. Whew. So the starting limits are lower, but basically we get up to 90 before those become an impact. See, there's the 90, and we're accelerating 350. See, the train's now in full power, accelerating away. There's the DSD. System I don't normally run with because it catches me out. I'm hoping to bring some London Underground route learning soon. I'm sort of trying to get onto a cycle of British, German, Swiss, or other world, so to speak, routes in route learning. But it's just, I think this is what I've wanted to do for a while, and I've finally covered the hassle hurdle and made the scenario for myself. This is as per working timetable, except for the rail tour, of course. But it's, you know, I just tried to make a representation of that area of the world. And I've got to say, I think I could have done a lot worse. Just a 20-minute gap in the trains, pretty much. Because what happens is, I actually looked at the timetable, and there's a train leaves Southampton at 11:11, and the next one doesn't go till 20 past, heading eastbound. Sorry, correction, westbound. But once again, I tried to put a bit of a rail tour in just because, you know, a big gap in traffic like that is a bit meh. No, that's 80, not 90. I just think a pair of 50s like that's just it's a nice sight, and everyone likes that. Yeah, this is Hinton Admiral Station. Nice little 450. And we can just stay up at 90. So we've got a mile and a half until the station now. And I've got a bridge coming up very soon at which we need to start thinking about braking from. Over bridges, of course, being a really good marker because any bridge, I guess, because even if it's removed, then there's still going to be some sort of trace of its existence. This is the bridge. So I'm going to go for a fairly steep break. I generally 2/3 break is what I like to break in, and I've got the in this as close to 9 o'clock as you can get, really. Gives you that. Did break a little on the early side, which is fair enough. I'll just coast it for a while. So when I zoom, and that's because with your eyes you can pick things out in the distance, whereas the way lodding works in this game, it's a lot more difficult to see things. This is New Milton Station. So you'll notice this train has rheostatic brakes, hence the noise it makes. But only the two driving cars are actually powered. So the middle three coaches have air brakes, basically, just to stop them bouncing around. Quite a lot. The 444s and the 450s, I never used to like them, and I think it's because the model was a bit meh. But now that the model's really nice, I do quite enjoy driving them. As I say, all the scenarios for them feel really long, and it's just the hassle hurdle. The times you just want to sit down and drive for 10-15 minutes, not for like an hour. Let's go, Howard Hellstyle. So it's New Milton next at 5 3/4 miles again. Our next stop is Brockenhurst. So the way I do my notes for these videos is I have an A5 notepad, and the right side has all the driving directions, and the left has all like the distances and any special notes. So yeah. I always think of these as being relatively new, because I was watching a documentary. Well, not a documentary. I found a video on YouTube, and it was Train Spotting, which is an old Discovery Channel series. But it was only 2002, 2004, I think, that it was running. Which, that's not that long ago. And anyway, they were at the Siemens test circuit in Germany, and these were basically running and doing laps and doing all sorts of weather stuff. It's really quite cool to watch, actually. So a little bit of a history on the 444s. The Class 444s are a new passenger train built by Siemens in Austria between 2002 and 2004. They currently operate on express services for South Western Railway. They are part of the Desiro family. 45 train sets in total. Capacity of 289 in standard class and 35 at first, with a maximum speed of 100 miles per hour, although I'm not sure they've actually ever achieved it in service. there now. Now on this curve, oh, not a problem, 85, we can keep accelerating actually. I thought we were faster than we were. Yeah, and then we're straight back into the 90. I always give like a single short-term blast on the horn as I'm approaching the station, just to let people know. Using the 444 coming back. Bit of braking on. There it is. So we're just going to slow the train down to 70 now. Yikes. Approaching Brockenhurst now. That's the Leamington branch approaching, I believe. Let's go about 0.8 miles to go. Knock power out action. Coast. And we stop right down at the end here at Brockenhurst. So now it's just the last leg down to Southampton, which is a fairly easy run. Let's go. So over to 80 we go. So again, because we're departing against a crossing, the barriers would have been down here since we'd arrived. So it's it's getting at that point that people are going to start chancing it running across. It's always good to an anti-presence on those. Yeah. Oh, that appears now. Interesting. Well, as that has told you, it is a total distance of 13.5 miles. We've covered up 0.07 of a mile. Now we are accelerating back up towards 90, but we're actually going to pause at 80 because there's a quick little 80 to thingy. You can understand that. You know, which of those is the DSD, which of those is the driver guard, but yeah. Especially if you're like me and just not used to the units. I do enjoy just the view at the side of a train sometimes. So I'm just going to control the speed and keep it at 80. See, there's the limit. Imagine living in those houses. I must love people who use two tones like me. There's our 90, so we'll head back up to that. Ooh. Sorry, it's been a long day for me already, and it's only 11:47 in game. I wonder how far, how many trips a driver will do in a day. What the diagrams actually look like. Because if you're making allowances for breaks, that it's probably just London, Bournemouth, and back really. That's sort of 4 hours of driving, or maybe 4 hours of long distance, and then switching to some interurban stuff. I don't know, for 1 or 2 hours. And it's obviously assuming a 8-hour driving shift. If it's a 12-hour shift, then yeah, there and back easy. That's how you're supposed to do whistle boards. Yeah, we're still on our way. Oh, it took like 7 miles. So really, sort of 5 or 6 more minutes. Okay, that wasn't in my notes. I'm an idiot. To be fair, these things do brake quite nicely. We didn't actually speed by that much then. I think it'd be 1 or 2 miles an hour. Yeah, I can't read. The reason I accelerated before we passed it was I could see that our speed was below at about something like 87, 88. So what I did is just, because I knew it would take the unit longer to accelerate 2 miles an hour than it would for us to clear that 90 post, so I just accelerated sooner. Here comes the Voyager. So cross country I think it's an hourly service to Bournemouth. And I know they do a service from Newcastle to Southampton. So they do, cross country does do some interesting trains. 1975, we need to brake for that. See, that one isn't soon enough. Got the wheel flying. This is Tilton Yard on the right. I slow it to 60. And let off. I'm only going to the external camera because I want to show what's going on in the yard. There's some coaches actually, so I've seen photos from this bridge and there's coaches in storage. And it seems to be a aggregate yard, so 66 they're doing some aggregate stuff. And a coalesce rail crane. Which is quite cool if you ask me. That's of course by 3D Zug, and the livery is by Major Wales. So we do slow down a little hit. And then passing the 55, we drop down to 50. I'm not sure where that line leads from, but there are trains going up there. I think it's a freight line only though. I think there's a refinery up there if I'm not mistaken. And this is the start of Southampton docks on the right hand side. There's a 65 post for us. We can go straight up to that now. So I tried to make, again, this is an area I've never been to, so I've got no accurate images. I just tried to make something that looked semi-plausible without killing my performance. So it seems to be a Freightliners depot, so there's a couple of Freightliner 66s in there. And behind them is a Class 08. Okay, we've lost it, but it's in there, I promise. Of course, we've got the container train there. Heavily loaded, ready to go places. So here we need to start braking now. I'm going to slow down to 40. Actually, 55 we'll go with. It's a little, again, a little ahead of ourselves, but one of those things, better to be going into a situation too slow than too fast. there's no situation where being too slow, the only effect that has is you don't get, you get some angry passengers, but at least they all got there in one piece, right? Bunch of Carlos over here, because this thing is so quiet. Yeah, I'm going to accelerate somewhat. Maybe just up to 50. Another set of 450s. So this is the bridge we go down to 40 from. Great, I've overclicked. Oh well, went through it at the right pace. So that is one of the issues with this train. It's very easy if you especially if you're keyboarding like me, to do that. There's no stop there. There isn't even when you take power. That's just to do with the input bindings though. So just going to accelerate up to 15 miles an hour whilst we get into the station. So for these points actually. There we go. Welcome to Southampton. Actually accelerate a little since we're stepping right the way down the end there. So we're going to stop right down the end, and that is where we are going to be handing over to the next driver. Okay guys, so that is going to do it for today's video. Hopefully you did enjoy. If you did, hit the like button, subscribe to see more from me on a regular basis, and drop me a comment with any suggestions for other route learning videos. Until then guys, it's going to be bye from now. That's interesting, like when you shut the cab down, does that?